good morning. How are you? So I promise I will stop at 1 sharp.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
That's good.
That's okay?
Yeah.
So that way we can do the review, all the material, and we have a lot of information, let's say. If I go too fast, you stop me, and if I go too slow, you stop me. I want to thank Brian. He's a very good friend. Brian, that's right. And the Butterflywise education system, and I want to thank the islands for the children, the worldwide islands, and Christopher and Michael, Michelle, and everybody of you. Education is not only to talk about it, it's to act, and we have a lot to do. She knows. We have two topics today, that is this morning with me. That all the difference and all the changes in the children nowadays, worldwide. I have been working now with 53 countries, and I can tell you it's worldwide. It's a whole planet emerging with new paradigms and with new, very nice change from the anthropology point of view. I'm an anthropologist, and we will cover this morning. And we call this Pedagooogia 3000 because it's from the Spanish word. I work in South America, I live in Bolivia. And we put 3000 for the third millennium. And we want to talk about the art of teaching, but not teaching one person, is teaching ourselves together. We learn from everybody and all the time, from babies to elders, and it's constant. So, that's the morning. Then we started the research really with nowadays changes. And the needs, the way of learning, they have strong personality, nowadays kids. You told me yesterday 2 years and a half old, lazy child. What else is you? With Zoe. And it's extremely different. And from very young age. We are talking about 3 main ideas: personal fulfillment. What you talk about if you are not in peace with ourselves, what can we do with the rest of the world? We want to be capable of co-build a new society, and we want to take care of the planet. So that's always the 3 main ideas behind. And it goes together. You can only help the society, or only help the ecology, or only help yourself with inner development. It has to go together. Love is in action, action is love, and so on. We had, of course, many ideas. We have about 6 books now, 33 handbooks. But the main idea is, not to forget all the levels Vianney was talking about. It's about the same with a different order and colors, but it's about really the same. Physical, harmony, a lot of movement, I do agree. If a kid is very active, or you declare it's a hyperactive kid and it's a disorder, or just declare it's a normal metabolism and it's very healthy. If your kid moves, that means he's very healthy. And then you design the education with movement. It's very easy, and we don't need any drugs or anything. That's my very humble proposal. So, blue, we move, and ourselves too. Then we have yellow, this is cognitive, this is learning, it's fun. I call this no boring learning. Pink, social, multicultural or pluricultural, culture of peace, emotional intelligence was the pink one. And I do agree with the Madrid Foundation and the initiative in Spain. There is no education if there is no, the emotional intelligence is not attended. And from very, very young age, I'm talking from pregnancy up to 7 years old. That's really the golden age. And I saw it in Chile. Children of 3, 4, and 5 years old in Chile, Coronel, capable of expressing themselves, hug themselves, listen to each other, playing together. There were 70 kids in the same room, completely with no non-violent communication skills. So it's really possible. White will be art at the right brain function, green ecology, red production to do a lot of action and project, and of course inner development, which is a violet. That's a summary. We see the school as a vanguard, focal point for a society, where not only you can have kids balanced and very fit for all the change and fit to challenge anything, but you can introduce new paradigms and basically anything you want, new subject, new communication, way of living together. Exactly what the UNESCO said, how to be, to live, to live together. That's what we are now. We started 15 years ago, and we have a worldwide link. In red, at the foundation, we have our association. In yellow, the centers with volunteers, and the rest is the tour of the country we will visit this year. The worldwide link for new education is called emAne, and it has its headquarters in Chile, and now we have with UNESCO agreement, so they help us and cover all the activities we have, including the institute and the 7 better schools, private school. That was this year. And we started with Venezuela. Now it's for Latin America, Caribbean, and Spain. And the first thing we will do when it's done is to translate in English and do the same in English, of course. Learn, yes, but learn and be fearful and happy human being. If not, we don't have any education. We have érudit. What do you say, érudit?
Learn scholars.
Scholars. And that's not enough, definitely. And we saw the result. We see that. And wisdom and understanding emerge. And we have a simple and peaceful society and a great planet. So it's complete. If not, we are not talking about a real complete fulfilled education. The kids. This is about 5 hours PowerPoint. We have what to see. I will do my best. We have 3 levels. The metabolism and the physiological level is not the same. It's proved by many doctors and pediatricians. The psychoemotional level is not the same, and the neurological, or the brain function, is very different. The human being have had all that. Just with the kid, it's the program is on. It's like it's active. That doesn't mean we don't have this. Everything we are going to see, we all have it. We have just to activate. The kids, they are born like that. They have the program on. So metabolism, it's faster and it's more energy, and I totally agree with you, Christopher. It's earlier. There's some precocity in everything. Hormones, glands, metabolism, even signs. It's obvious. So we think, and I agree too, that the metabolism is inside the mitochondria. It's faster. It's not a disease, it's just a metabolism. It's faster. The ATP is faster in its metabolism, And they have more energy, longer energy, and healthy energy. Unless the education wants them not to move, so they will explode. For instance, like, what's the name of coconut minute? Steamer. The more you press, the more it will explode. It's exactly the same. Then we notice too, it's called hyperesthesia. All the five senses are more accurate or more acute. So they see everything, and not only physically, psychologically too, and they have kind of a sense, like a radar, like a, they can perceive a lot of levels we are not aware of. And then we had some statistics, and we're talking of more than half of the children nowadays, small children. We had like between 50% to 70% of this kind of children now. And we did twice the statistics. We did in Bolivia, and then we checked cross in Mexico when we had the same results. Precocity, I do agree. Physical, glandular, hormonal, and probably the thalamus, hypothalamus, as well as the pituitary gland and the gland and the thymus gland is more active. It's always active in the child, but it's, let's say, nowadays we will have a higher rate of the glands, especially pineal and pituitary. That's why they change as well the kind of disease they have. The disease will be more emotional and less physiological, among other things. And we have breathing problems, but it's emotional. So that's why the doctors and pediatricians have a hard time now, because they won't react to the same medicine. The emotional intelligence is higher too, like by 50 up to 70% on the test we had. And that means they are more quick, they are quicker, not only physically, but emotionally and intellectually. That's why they are so good. If something is quick, they will go with you. If something is slow, boring, and then they will fuss a lot. Not because they are done, but just they don't have the velocity they need. And that goes with the right brain and Shishida's method. Immediacy, that means something immediate, like if they see something, they want to do something right away. And that's why action and project goes so well. Stubbornness, or we can say perseverance as one characteristic, but it's pretty good because if they want something, they will do it. And as a leader, or I don't like this word, but as an executive, or maybe having responsibilities, they won't drop off. They won't drop the project. Assimilation, that means they will see everything at the same time. That means holistic approach. And acute perception. They have the physical acute perception, which is hyperesthesia, but as well the emotional, psychological acute perception they have. So that's why from 0 to 7 years old, it's very good to have non-violent communication skills and tools for the teachers and the children. Peace culture, knowing that the emotional coefficient or quotient is more important than the intellectual quotient and coefficient. That is why. EQ is more important than IQ, and that was widely proved and spread by Goleman, Daniel Goleman. This is a good one. That's the brain hemisphere activity.
Physiological. Give me a voice, give me the space